Of the various, wow, yeah, again, right into it. Let's do this. Yeah. Of the various patrons and stuff, there are strange creatures that, look like they hoard certain things, certain items, maybe individuals, such as the very, aptly named Collector in the Marvel Comics. And so much so that someone decided to see if they could create a patron for a warlock. Someone that would use their servant, the warlock, to collect more. Hello, welcome back, or welcome to DIS. I am Dis Idiot, and you are hearing me speak again, or for the first time. Welcome to my YouTube channel. I hope you enjoy yourself. This week we are going on the Warlock Patron of the Collector. Should be really interesting. You can go ahead and check out some of my other videos. Of course, since you're hearing me speak already, I suppose the purpose of my video is already done, so you can go on and live your life. But if you are curious about this subclass and see how it is and how it kind of holds up against all the other official subclasses, well, let's we'll talk about that in just a little bit. So, without further ado, let's get into that. Otherworldly Patron, the Collector, by Frag Sauce on GM Binder. Otherworldly Patron, the Collector. Your patron is a powerful entity that loves to collect rare things and creatures from all of the planes, and have made a pact with you to help them collect and will sometimes lend you items from their collection. Your patron could be a Morkoth, a dragon, or a greedy fiend. Expanded spell list. Spell levels and spells. First level is Sleep and Tensor's Floating Disc. At second level spells is Locate Object and Summon Bestial Spirit. So it says it's a UA spell, but I think it's now official. I think these are all, yeah. Third level, you get Create Food and Water and Phantom Steed. At fourth level, you get Fabricate and Summon Elemental Spirit. It says it's also UA, but I think that's also official. And at fifth level, you get Planar Binding and Summon Celestial Spirit, UA. It says the spells marked with UA is from the Unearthed Arcana called Spells and Magic Tattoos and can be found here. There's a link to it. Let's see if I can click it. Yay, I can. I should have checked this out before. I think, yeah, I believe most of these are actually official now, so that's good. Good for them and good for everything. Anywho, continuing on. Paid service. Whenever a creature within 60 feet of you reaches 0 hit points, you can use a reaction to banish it to your patron's realm. When you do so, you will gain an amount of gold equal to the creature's CR if it is 1 or above. CR if it is 1 or above. You gain 1 silver for a CR 1/8 creature, 2 silver for a 1/4 CR, and 5 silver for a 1/2 CR. You can use this feature a number of times equal to your charisma modifier and regain all uses when you finish a long rest. And I believe that's just a first level ability, which is fun. That's Borrowed Creatures. At 6th level, your patron has been more forgiving in borrowing you some of its creatures, and will now empower them so they can aid you better. Whenever you cast a spell to summon a creature, it gets the following benefits. Their attacks count as magical to overcome damage resistances. You can always communicate with them telepathically while they are summoned and the two of you are on the same plane. When the creature is killed, you regain hit points equal to 3 times the spell level that was used to summon them. And you can choose You can choose to use a number of hit points, and the creature's current and maximum hit points increase by twice the amount of hit points you lost. You don't need to make a concentration check after losing these hit points. It is a very cool idea. Borrow magic item. Beginning at 10th level, you can borrow a magic item from your patron's collection. When you finish a long rest, you can select a magic item from the list below. You then gain that item and you will have it until your next long rest, where it will disappear and you can gain a new item. You can't borrow the same item 2 times in a row. These are the following items you can borrow. The magic items you can get are Alchemy Jug, Bag of Holding, Broom of Flying, Folding Boat, Helm of Comprehending Languages, Periapt of Proof Against Poison, Lantern of Revealing, and Immovable Rod. That is the list that you can choose from. You can't do 2 in a row. That is cool. Twice in a row. And last, but certainly not least, Master's Calling. When you reach 14th level, you can channel your patron's power to call forth more powerful creatures from his collection. When you cast a spell that summons a creature, you can cast it as if it was cast using a spell slot of one high level to a max of 9th level. It gets one higher level. So you can naturally upcast a spell, which is cool. I'd say it's probably of the spell you cast, but it's as if you cast it above. I'm using motions of my hands, but you can't see me right now, so that's fun. But without further ado, let's get into this very fascinating subclass and the review. So, this otherworldly patron, the Collector by Fragsauce on Gembinder. I'll put the link of the author and the link of the actual thing down in the description as usual. But story-wise, the lore behind it, I really like it because there are a lot of monsters or creatures that can be known or are known for their collecting proclivities. Like dragons are known for having a hoard, and I'm sure there's a lot of other monsters or creatures that love to collect. Because, money, capitalism, that's always fun. But having that ability to, as you get more and more powerful, to grant servants a little taste of the power so that they can give you more stuff and for more rewards and stuff. That's a really cool idea. I really like that concept. Let's see how well I think it's done. So the expanded spell list, I think they're all thematically relevant to the collector itself, like summoning spirits, summoning of the steed that you can go fast, you can create things, binding a creature to your plane, creating the food and water so you don't have to make food and water, getting a floating disc so you can carry stuff, casting sleep so you can go ahead and pillage or whatever. That makes sense. The paid service, that's a really fun, unique idea of if someone dies, you can use a reaction to banish it, and so they're gone, but you do gain some gold, some equivalent gold or money, equal to your charisma modifier. That's really fun. So you kind of wants you to have enough to forces you at high, regardless of what level, to wait until the boss is dead so you can banish him and then get some money from that. Borrowed creatures, I really like that. It boosts and buffs the summons, which makes sense because it's basically you're borrowing the creatures from your patron's collection, which is cool. And he's like, he, she, it, they, whatever. They're like, well, since you're such a great servant, let me help you by giving you a little more power with it. So they have magical attacks, you can always communicate with them, you regain hit points when they die, and you can lose some hit points to buff them, which is really nice. So they can help tank it for you. Borrow magic item, that's a really cool idea of, most of it's all about like borrowing from your master, in the hopes that, you know, you can give your patron some more items. So the magic item list, I think, is really nice. I think they're all uncommon, and I want to say for the most part they don't require attunement, which is good. What I really like is it's once per long rest, and you can't choose the same item twice. So you have, or 2 times in a row. So you have to really like think about like, okay, this long rest I'm going to do a bag of holding, but we have to get rid of this stuff in the bag of holding by the next long rest because I'm not going to get it later. Or you have to be very mindful of what you're getting, which is really cool. Master's Calling at the last level, I think it is saying so if you cast it at 5th level, it counts as if it was cast at like 6th level, which is really cool. Helps boost and buff your summoned creatures, which is really nice. I really like the use of using the UA, or now it's official. I think they're all official spells, but they were UA, which is really cool. I really like those new summon spirits or creatures because it's like making a new stat block for your player, and it effectively boosts and buffs them as you upcast them, which is really fun. Makes a lot of sense. Anything that's overpowered or underpowered. I really think that this is actually, surprisingly, I think it's relatively balanced, giving boosting your the summoned creatures at 6th level. That's really nice, because it helps kind of equalize them from like other casters or martial things. Like the monk, they get magic weapons. Their fists become magic weapons at like 6th level or whatever, so that's nice. And then other things, regular casters is always magic. They've got the magic, cantrips. And then, like, I think the druid, when they shape-shift or wild shape with the circle of the moon, at 6th level, that always also counts as magical, so it's nice giving that little buff. And then giving the healing to the warlock when the creature is dead. Always communicating with them, that's always also good. And then sacrificing some of your own vitality to empower the summon is really nice too. I really like also the borrow magic item ability, because it's not too powerful items that I think. They can be situationally good, very niche, like Bag of Holding or Room of Flying, the Folding Boat, Comprehending Languages, Lantern of Revealing, all that stuff that can be really good in a certain situation, so you kind of need to plan ahead. And then you can't do the same, so more planning. And then the Master's Calling is really nice to buff your summoned creatures even more. I really like the story. I think, well, you can work with your DM about it, but like having it where part of the contract is you have to, anything you find, or most things you find that are definitely like different, you should give to your patron. and your patron will probably check in with you from time to time. So you could, I feel like that could be much more of a like a personal connection to the patron, stuff like that, rather than it be like, you know, the patron is all far off and, you know, it's doing its thing and you're doing your thing. But that's that. Yeah, I don't think it's too overpowered or underpowered. I think it's pretty balanced, pretty fair. Tell me what you think in the descriptions. Wow, the comments below. Is there something that's overpowered or underpowered? Maybe giving the gold rewards is it too much for the creature CR, or I don't know, something like that. Let me know in the description below. Let's see here. Yeah. My video, well, you're watching my videos. My streaming is, you know, still happening if you want to watch those. My writings are still happening if you want to read those. I am starting to try to branch out to other, like, servers and, you know, get my things out there, which is fun. So that's, you know, always fun. And then next week we are going into the Wizard. This arcane tradition is called the Stone Chanter. It is basically a dwarven, what is it? Blade singer, which really looks really interesting. I'll talk to you about that next week. That should be a lot of fun. Of course, I am interested in seeing the collector, patron in play, seeing how it is. Whether it's something that you've played it as, or I'm the DM, or whatever. If you want to be the player for me or whatever, play test it for me in a game. Let me know if you want to join my hopefully growing team of video people. Well, words are important. Video people to upgrade and improve the quality and the quantity of the videos. That would be great. You can email me or comment down below. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Share if you want to. If you don't want to, you don't have to. No, previous episode or whatever. Channel subscription. Yeah, this should be... I can't think of anything else to say. Join me next week for the Wizard. That should be really cool. And I will see you next week for that Stone Chanter. Alright, see you guys next week. This idiot out.